The goal difference that Orlando Pirates had, is completely been shattered by Mamelodi Sundowns. They've played for 18 games, scored 42 goals, and conceded only 9. Yes. I do go by the name of Oscar since the football where I engage in discussing anything to do with football from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Earlier on, Orlando Pirates were victorious over Cape Town City, winning that one 2-1 at their fortress, Orlando Stadium. Mamelodi Sundowns played, shortly after that, and they've won their game against TS Galaxy 4-1. It's becoming an interesting run. Mamelodi Sundowns is still keeping that 12-point difference between themselves and Orlando Pirates. It's clearly becoming, we can fairly say it's a two-horse race. Although Kukune is sniffing on that third place, closely following the two giants of South African football. What an interesting game at Lucas Moripe Stadium between Sundowns and TS Galaxy. The two sides played just 11 days ago when Mamelodi Sundowns lost, 1-0 to the Rockets. And obviously this was a revenge match for Mamelodi Sundowns. I must be honest, and I think I need to drink to that. That first goal by Peter Shaludin, that was offside. If we had VAR, it was going to be offside. Interesting that I'm talking about Mamelodi Sundowns and VAR and an offside goal while I am watching Zamalek versus Al Ali, a game where the officials, the VAR officials, the 4 match officials on the field, all of them are foreign to Egypt. All of those guys are from Denmark. I don't see it as a positive thing to be using someone foreign to your continent to officiate a big game as that one, the Cairo Derby. We know, there's always fights on that derby. In South Africa, we can't be that ambitious of wanting, foreign officials to officiate the big matches in South Africa if we don't even have a VAR. We can't even, start with a little thing like a goal line technology. So we can't even claim to be the best league in Africa. We don't have VAR, we don't have goal line technology. So we really need to stay humble and look up to leagues that now are even tapping to, officials that are outside of the continent. Although I don't promote it, maybe it's working for Egyptian Premiership because there's always fights if there's a local official officiating that big match. Now let's go back to Mamelodi Sundowns versus a TS Galaxy. You know what? When you win with such a big margin, at times people will overlook, the mistakes and cracks that your side will have. A lot of changes by Miguel Cardoso. Understandably so, because there's a whole lot of games for Mamelodi Sundowns. I'm not sure if Ronza Williams is injured or he's been given a leave or some break, and I totally understand. I'm not going to question it. And the first start for Jody February, I believe, this season in the Betway Premiership. Obviously, this is because Dennis Onyango collected yet another red card in the Betway Premiership. So there's a whole lot of changes, and I will be outlining some of the cracks, mistakes that we can't just overlook. I need to first start by talking about Emali Bongo Khoza. We love the ball. He's come on the ball. He can play the ball. But the primary purpose of a defender is to ensure that nothing passes him. He blocks, he intercepts. And that goal that the TS Galaxy scored, multiple mistakes happened there. Lucas Suarez, ball watching, Tijuana, ball watching, and Malikoza tries to play an offside line, but he he doesn't anticipate that there's actually a player coming, passes right in front of him, tries to chase, but I mean he is miles away from the player who comes around the Jordan February and they score. He committed another mistake where it ended up. I mean, TS Galaxy could have, should have, would have scored more goals than the one they scored because they put in some crosses, mistakes on both sides of fullbacks. One mistake from James Moreno, who had a stellar game by far, and Aseko Tijuana. They put in some dangerous crosses, and that's another crack that Mamelodi Sundowns really needs to work on. And obviously, it was not our first, back four, and I don't remember February making any sense. Maybe after the red card, the guys just lost their power. The momentum they were really coming with after scoring that one goal when it was still 2-1 down. Now, what you will get with an Aubrey Mudiba, you will not get with a Aseko Tijuana. Obviously, age is still on his side. Mudiba has got experience, and when you have a Mudiba on the field, the primary thing you'll get with a Mudiba is control, ball rotation, some risky passes, whereas with a Aseko Tijuana, there's going to be a whole lot of back passes, and he's still young. And yes, there was a sweet cross he played for Shasha, who should have finished it, but again, maybe closed his eyes and the ball went over the crossbar. Khoza, Suarez, they were tested maybe in the first 30 minutes or so before the red card, and clearly we should attempt, not to overhype Malikoza, allow the boy to grow, all the phases, all the stages, grow gradually, not try and hype the boy. I mean, he's still young. Obviously, there are good areas that he's got strengths on, and there are weaknesses that we should he should really work on, especially in defending set pieces. The midfield three appears like to be the template now at Mamelodi Sundowns. Obviously, with the absence, after the injury, obviously, of an Obas who was the starter, with the Tobo being rested, the template now is clearly an Obas, an Alende, a Mukwena, Alende, and a Jared Adams, who are working very well together. With the introduction of Mukwena, you have control, you've got the power, you've got teeth, in that middle, and then I believe that Shadilele should have scored a whole lot of goals. The chances that he had, should those chances have fallen for Reyners could have buried majority of them. This was a match that had 8 goals in it. Clear 8 goals. Ribeiro didn't have the best of games, but he was the one who put in a cross that was deflected by a defender, ended up landing on Reina's feet, put it back in for a Shalulile. I believe the goal was offside, unless they are considering the fact that it touched a TS Galaxy player first. Now, TS Galaxy, these guys are very good. They are very good on transition. Sebelebele on the left, Matlang on the right, Zejamovic, the number 9. These guys are very good, and I must commend, their chairman, Tim Sugazi. He buys very well. All these players that are overlooked or rejected by Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, he goes for these DDC players and brings them to their team, gives them minutes, and then that's when these big clubs recognize them and he sells them to them. I like his business model. He's really doing well. He's got a very good coach in this. Is it a Serbian coach or Bosnian? He's very good coach. and he obviously, with a big sponsor, TS Galaxy could be a better team. But this is a deserved win for Mamelodi Sundowns. After that fourth goal, I mean, everyone, I mean, it was almost like a snail pace. And then with the substitutions, we could have scored. Salas had a chance, Capo had a chance. When Murena came out, I hope it's not a serious injury. When Muzabe was stretched off, Shaluli, the big heart, he's a player that you need in your team, in your change room. He went and played the right back position. Overall, I'm happy with the 3 points, but the cracks and mistakes, we should iron them out as quick as we can, especially before the first week of April, where we're having that mighty clash against us. If you're seeing this content and this face for the very first time, make sure you like, you comment, you share the content on all of your social media platforms. I do end it though by declaring, but my God bless you all.